the resiliency for your team to battle that long and then get the result that you guys wanted. 3 points, huge. Your just thoughts on that match as a whole?
I think you summed it up pretty well. Resilient, and I think I was asking the same question after the game, and the answer is the same. It's just it's a tough group. They know how to grind out. They believe in each other. They believe in themselves. Obviously this late in the year, it's tough to beat opponents. It's tough to beat opponents twice in a year. Given the circumstances, the pressure, all those types of things, things don't get easier for you. And luckily, and we're fortunate to have a group that is okay with things not being easy. They're tough, and so we're absolutely super proud of this group. They keep showing up, they keep battling. They just don't stop. They don't stop.
I think, Coach, Thursday, another battle. Like you said, it doesn't get easier. Michigan Tech coming to your place. And this one, I think, means a little bit more, not just because it's the last regular season game, but also when you look at GLIAC standings, things can jumble based on, the result of this one. So, thoughts on that?
Yeah, what I think is actually really cool is that the UP schools are battling for this. I think a lot of attention is drawn downstate in the GLIAC, with some of the other conferences downstate, and a lot of attention is drawn to that. And now we are, in a position for a UP school to be coming down to the last weekend where it means so much. And I think that as coaches, and obviously I can't speak for Turk, but for a lot of coaches, and I imagine he's the same way, but we want to grow the game. And I feel like the excitement and the growth of soccer in the UP over the last few years has been really exciting to see. And we hope that this rivalry, this game, this excitement continues to build the sport in the Upper Peninsula. Obviously when we don't have grass, as much as maybe the downstate schools and et cetera, but there's a love for the game of soccer in this area. And so it's one of the most important things from a coach, just from a person who loves the game in general, who coaches young players, who loves the game. We just want to see the game continue to grow. And so obviously a lot of excitement, a lot of opportunity for Thursday, which brings a lot of excitement ultimately around the game. So really proud of the UP, just the fans that we've had this year have been a lot more than we normally do. So the community is showing out, the local club is showing out. It's been great to see, the Marquette United, the Superior Land Soccer Association, all those people and the volunteers and all those individuals that make soccer great in the Upper Peninsula. We want to play for them. We want to play to increase the game, and so hopefully that's at the end of the day, that's something that we get to do on Thursday.
And then, Coach, on Thursday you talked about it not always having grass, and Thursday can you can look at it and expect it to be cold and possibly snowy. And what's the message to your team there about hey, we got to stay warm, we got to stay ready, we got to stay high energy all 90 minutes because it's not sunny and 75 anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. But as I mentioned previously, this is a tough group. This is a resilient group. This is a group that's been together for a while. This has been a group that's been in the Upper Peninsula for a while. We don't shy away from the cold. We run into it. We definitely take it head on, so we're not afraid of the cold. And so, if it's snowing, if it's not, the field is unplayable, then we'll go to the dome. But I think we fully anticipate the weather looks good. I think it's a high of 42 and sunny, on Thursday. So that's a day we'll take. If we can guarantee it right now, say, hey, it's going to be 42 and sunny on Thursday, I'd take it. Let's do that. So I think we just love to play on our grass. We love to play next to the lake. It's a beautiful place. It's a place we feel comfortable at. It's a place that we just really enjoy the process and really enjoy everything that comes in about playing at home.
So, Coach, your team has seen a lot of success this season with records being broken almost every week now. What factors, aside from their resilient nature and their drive, do you think have contributed to their historic season so far?
The leadership is something that we've been talking about over the last, really the last few months, but our leadership group is really good, and I think it's important, obviously, each week we've kind of mentioned that, but we've mentioned, obviously the Brooks, the Izzies, the Brennas, but also, like informal role players, informal leaders within a locker room, within a group are so important. I mean, arguably role players are the most important players on the team, and roles are different. Sometimes role players play 10 minutes, sometimes they play 50, but they're so bought into what we're doing, and they continue to show up and practice and train at a high intensity, pushing every single person. There's no one on our team that can take a day off because the team is so deep and so competitive. So I think when you have a great leadership group combined with the informal leaders, the informal role players, it's designed for success.
So touching on the stats, the soccer team has seen an improvement in their record with each subsequent season since you've accepted your position as the head coach. How do you feel you as a coach have contributed to this pattern of growth?
I don't know. I guess it's not something that I've thought too much about. I think part of it is putting, the right pieces in place. So, for instance, the hire of Laura Whalen was massive, and her ability to manage this back line, to take ownership of this back line, and you've seen, the stats that you're talking about. They're massive for defending, breaking those records with Jillian, and then that back line. I think you've got to be able to trust your staff to be able to take ownership of things, and then also their ability to coach. And so I think Laura has been a massive hire for this program, and her ability to coach young people and to be there for them for things even outside of soccer has been a huge part of our culture. And then, I think you have to be able to allow the players to take ownership and accountability of the program. And that's ultimately what you want out of this place and out of your program is to be self-sufficient. And what that means is that you got to be able to get players to buy in to this idea that, and we want them to believe that this is their program, that it's a player-led program. And I think when your coaches sometimes have a tendency to hold on to things, and we just want this to be a player-led program.